Stronger than ever. Vehicle versions. Special delivery. We still here. Special delivery. We ain't going nowhere. Special delivery. We still here. We ain't going nowhere. Push play and watch.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a fantastic day. If you're new to the channel, my name is Parker Narenstein. This is Vehicle Virgins, and today I'm going to tell you 5 or 6 things I hate about the all-new Tesla Model Y. I recently reviewed this vehicle, and I found it to be absolutely amazing. It's fast, it's packed with technology, and it looks pretty good. But no car is perfect, so of course, I'm going to go over, in typical Vehicle Virgins fashion, my gripes about the vehicle. Now, before we do that, I've got to give a special shout out to the winner of Wednesday's challenge video, and that is Blake Cuthbertson. Congratulations, dude. You got the closest to figuring out which car would run out of gas first in the exact amount of time that it did. So, what were the results? Well, here you guys go. In the left-hand corner, we had the Mercedes Maybach with 22 miles of gas till empty. In the right-hand corner, we had the Wraith with 22 miles till empty. I drove them on the same course with the same acceleration patterns and found out which car ran out of gas first. As it turns out, in 30 minutes and 47 seconds, the Maybach ran out of gas first. The Wraith, 32 minutes and 57 seconds. Now we're going to talk about the features that I don't like about the Tesla Model Y. First up are the wheels. Now the design itself is fine. They look better now that they're black instead of the standard silver, but they're too small. If we take a look at the car as a whole and we get closer to it, notice that, look how big this wheel gap is. You can fit your entire hand in between the tire and the wheel arches. That just proportionally doesn't look right. You can get a more expensive option for bigger wheels, but for the standard option, it's just simply too small. That goes in the theme of looks. Now, I like the way the Tesla Model Y looks. It's not bad at all. In fact, it's an attractive looking car. It's a little bit toyish in the front, but honestly, it's one of the better design languages for Tesla. But it doesn't look as good as something like a BMW X5. If you compare price ranges, this, as spec'd, was about 60 grand. The X5 starts at just under $60,000 and is a much better looking car. Now, if you compare them car for car, of course, this is all electric. The X5 is not. This car is faster than a standard X5. This comes standard with more tech, although the X5, if you option it up, and then, of course, if you get the X5M, it's going to be faster, and it's also going to have more options in it. That being said, it's still a good-looking car. I'm just not a huge fan of the way the wheels look. The second thing I hate about the Tesla Model Y is some of the build quality elements. As you can see here, the panel gaps are not that great. I mean, these don't align right. That's pretty good. Then we go over to the other side, and here's where things get really weird. This is lifting. You can go ahead and press on that. This is really lifting. I mean, look at the gap here versus here versus here. Just build quality-wise, it's good. It's better than it used to be, but that is kind of unacceptable for a $60,000 vehicle. Now we'll go ahead and pull out the key, which in a Tesla can be a card, actually. So we'll go ahead and tap right here. Open the car up. That actually just locked it. It was already open. Go ahead and unlock it. Open the rear doors. And you'll notice, furthermore, on the build quality, the car was actually delivered like this. I mean, I don't know how they didn't see that. That's pretty unacceptable, but you know, it is what it is. The car is still fast. It's still brilliant. But Tesla, when you deliver the cars, I would work on that a little bit because this isn't the first owner to complain about build quality issues with the Tesla. Now, third up has to do with the rear seats. Now, the rear seats fold down, which is cool. They're supposed to fold down right here. But on a lot of Tesla Model Ys, they actually don't work. This is a common issue. And all you're supposed to do is click these and the seats fold down. Now, there is a solution to that. Obviously, there is a reserve method for putting the seats down. You can come in here and go ahead and do that, but you should be able to use all the buttons that Tesla gives you. That's why there are multiples. It shouldn't be a fail-safe. It should be just, you know, you can use it there. Now, that brings me to the next thing that I don't like about the car, and that is when we go ahead and hop inside. What are these? Now, these are, what are those? Those are risers because they take the Model 3 seats and they raise them up for the Model Y. That being said, they look really ugly. That's fine, but you know, in a $60,000 car, I've never seen anything like this. What's not fine is my concern of safety. So you got your seatbelt on and you get into an accident, your feet are gonna fly all over. And if your foot is over here, what happens if, you know, your leg gets jammed and you break your ankle? I've never quite seen an interior cabin have things like that. And now that I'm noticing, this is kind of weird too, this gap. Not a massive fan of the way the air vents look, but it's very functional. We've got USB-C chargers. The interior overall quality-wise is fantastic, but this doesn't make any sense to me. Now, the seats themselves are comfortable. You could do long road trips in them, and they actually recline. The only issue is if you're sitting here, there's no way to recline it. You have to do it beforehand and go like this. The problem is when you go like that, your head actually hits this first. So if you recline the seat and you're above like 5'5", your head is literally going to mash into the seat. So I'm sitting down now, I left my head back, and boom, I've smacked into the top of the car. Not a huge fan of that whatsoever. But let's go ahead and shut that. The last thing that I don't like about the Tesla, before I take it for a drive, is this sound that it's making right now. Now, it's got air conditioning on or something. Oh, now it just went away. I've never heard a car make that loud of a noise when it's just stationary. Of course, certain vehicles have cooling fans for when you turn the car off, so on and so forth, but that was a gnarly loud sound that I actually had to wait to film the start of the video because it was making so much noise. I didn't want to ruin my audio. It was very timely that it decided to show up right when I needed it. I'll be silent. No, don't blow up. What are you doing? Don't explode. Shh. All right. All right, does it go away? Nope, nope, it's still in explosion mode. So we're gonna go ahead and hop in, obviously. It's not in explosion mode, I'm joking, guys. So if you wanna start the car, you just tap the key here, and then you can go ahead and put the car in drive, and we are off. I joke when I say that these are some of the safest vehicles on planet Earth, literally. The whole fire thing was blown completely out of proportion. They don't catch fire often whatsoever. In fact, fewer than, I believe, the vast majority of cars. And because the batteries are down low, lower center of gravity, and that also means that it's less likely to flip. It also means it's got better handling, but for a safety standpoint. Then we've got all these safety features to prevent you and your occupants from getting harmed. So Tesla is killing it. They are. I was nitpicking a little bit on some things that honestly I don't really enjoy. I think they can improve the car in that way, perhaps future iterations of the vehicle. They will fix some of those issues, but overall this is a spectacular vehicle that deserves to sell really well. I have no stake in Tesla. I believe in the company, and I think that this car should be everywhere because it is, you know, making a positive environmental impact on the planet, reducing the carbon footprint by going to a renewable resource. But I do think people should start thinking twice when they're looking to get a similarly priced vehicle as this. Do you really need to spend the extra money on gas? Do you really need to emit all those hydrocarbons and harmful emissions to the environment? Does this Tesla suit your needs? And for the vast majority of the world, if you can afford to buy a Tesla Model Y or a Model 3, it makes all the sense in the world. It's clean, it's environmentally friendly, it's fast, it's stylish, and it's cutting edge. So why not? We're doing a photo shoot, lovely. We're TikToking. That's hilarious. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. And I think the only way to properly end a video like this is to go ahead and put my foot on the brake and do a little acceleration run. All right. 0, 3, 2, 1, boom. Oh, wow. See you next video.